guys, I want to ask you a question. Why don't enough people believe in themselves enough to bet on making an investment and then turning a profit on that investment? I've recently launched my mastermind. My first mastermind is just for real estate agents. And if you go to cuetheclients.com, you'll see another video. I go into great detail about what's there. But the challenge that I have, and this is it's become very interesting, is when I mention the price. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. But first, what I want you to do is I want you to listen to what's in this mastermind. So first of all, it's being hosted in Curacao, which is just off the coast of Aruba. Some of you may have heard of this before. Again, if you want to go to cuetheclients.com, another video is there. So it is in Curacao, which is an absolute beautiful place on a large resort called the Santa Barbara Beach and Golf Resort. They have their own golf course and everything there. It's an all-inclusive, so the only thing you have to pay for in addition to the mastermind fee is a flight. And for most of North America, that's about $500 Canadian, which makes it a significant discount if you're an American. Included in this program are food, accommodation, drinks. There is a 1 hour every day per room. You get a free complimentary hour with a water sport thing. And you know what? I'm just about to sign right now the contract that is going to seal the deal. I'm putting tens of thousands of dollars against this right now. Why? Because I'm betting on myself. I know that this mastermind is a masterpiece. I have been trained by people who run $250,000 masterminds. So I make sure that I execute this properly. I have attended masterminds and I've looked at what I liked and what worked and what didn't work, and I have made adjustments. So there's a $15,000 fee, but don't close, don't go away. Work with me here. So $15,000 is all in. Now, this particular mastermind is for realtors. I'm going to be hosting 3 more next year, though on different topics. So imagine you said, I started a conversation with, would you like to join my mastermind for $15,000? You'd be like, heck no, like, bye. But listen, it's an investment. So the time you spend there is an investment in your business. You can also write half of it off. So really the investment is $7,500. Now, you can't take vacations in many cases for that kind of a price in places like Curacao, and it's all included, and you get to learn things not only from myself, but from a group of people who are doing incredible things. The people who come, the people who pay $15,000 are the people who are, they're not the whiners, they're not the complainers, they're the doers. They're the ones that believe so much in what they do that they'll put that money down knowing that they will get a positive return. And so not only am I attracting those kind of people, and you get to have more of those people in your circle that can help you and support you afterwards, they'll also contribute to exactly what you need to grow your business. But let me go with what's also included, okay? Because I can hardly believe this kind of a thing. So accommodation, food, drinks, all included. Water sports, included. Spouse comes for free, included, right? If you want to bring their kids, small upcharge. You want to upgrade your accommodation, small upcharge. So when you look at it, it's an opportunity to take $7,500 investment in a beautiful place where you can bring your family, turn it into a vacation if you really want to. But the purpose is not to, as a vacation, but to explode your business to the next level. I spent $60,000 on Frank Kern's private client group between the mastermind fee, getting down there, accommodations, food, and all that kind of a thing. But I was fine with that because I believed enough in what I had in here and in here to say, I'm going to turn this into money. So I went with a purpose, I got a solution, and I did the work. And I made $300,000 in 6 weeks. The people coming to my masterminds are the ones who are going to do that. So, would you like to be surrounded with people like that? But let me explain why it is that people don't bet on themselves. People choose not to go to those kinds of premier events, and whether it's mine or someone else's, doesn't matter. But they choose not to go to those premier events because they lack the innate confidence in themselves to get something done. And when I was I just came back from San Diego, and I've been certified as a high performance coach, one of only 500 in the whole world. And again, that's part of what I bring. I bring all of the training that I've already had and all of the expenses that I put into my own training so that you don't have to. I bring the best of all worlds into the mastermind, add it to the mastermind group and all the ideas that they have, and apply it specifically to you. So you show up and we're like, okay, James, Steve, Debbie, whomever, right? What is your challenge? What's your opportunity? Let's break that down. Let's show you how to fix it, right? And imagine in 3 days, you might have something really big. And the kind of solutions that I find for my realtor buddies are things like a legacy program. I'm retiring in 10 years and I don't know what to do with my business. Bam, right? We worked that out in half of a day. Another realtor came in and said, you know what? I want to get into some online training. I love what I do and I love to sell, but there's a huge opportunity to train people and in this particular area. Bam, here you go. These are the ways that you can train. This is the message you can use, right? So they walk away and now it's up to them to do the execution. And that's something that I found is a big problem. So my mastermind is in November, but one of the issues that people have is that it's in November. So what do I do right now? When you hand over something like $15,000, right? You want to get some sort of an instant return. And so what I have done is I have a brand new high performance group coaching program. And everyone that buys into my mastermind automatically gets in for 12 months, which means if you book now, you get 6 months of high performance training, right? This is scientifically based training. This is not just an accountability call. These are 6 key indicators that I can increase for everyone who goes through that program to make you clearer on your purpose and what you need to do with your business, on how to be more productive, on influence. How do you influence people to do what you need them to do, whether it's your family, your team, or your colleagues, right? So there's all this kind of stuff. So the cool thing about that, and the reason I included that as part of my mastermind, is specifically the topic of this video. People lack confidence in themselves to execute. This is honestly, so of all the masterminds I've studied, I put everything into this that guarantees that if you do the work that you are given at the end of that mastermind, you will see giant leaps in your business. And the people that hear the message but do nothing, typically, unless it's like a timing issue or whatever, don't believe enough in themselves to get the work done. They don't believe that if they get a solution, that they'd be consistent enough in executing it, that they would be able to execute it at a level that would get them what it is that they're looking for. They cut themselves off at the knees. And that's the major reason why people don't invest heavily in themselves. There are tons of different courses and training and conferences you can go to, $50 here, $300 there, and they may call them masterminds and maybe they look a little bit like that. But those are what I call the cheap seats. Most of the people who pay those kinds of things, and I've been teaching this for literally over a decade, so I know the people who come to those courses. And I've had people repeat my courses over and over and over again. When the bar is low, the commitment is just as low. If there's no risk to you, if you don't look at a price tag and go, you know, that's a bit big, but I can be bigger than that price tag, then you don't believe enough in yourself. And therein is the danger that you run in your business to not get to where you want to go. So let me explain. I'm going to do something for you here that I learned when I was at the high performance coaching program. This is actually on day 1. And this is how you build into high performance. So if you are looking at yourself and you're like, you know what? I want to be a higher performer. I want to make more money. I want to do more. I want to have a better life. I don't want to wake up stressed. Whatever high performance means to you, I need you to listen in. So there are 2 factors that go together that are the core of a high performer. And this is what I offer to people through my mastermind and the high performance training program. The first one is confidence. Okay, I'm going to try to, Okay, so there's confidence. And the other one that goes directly with it, they have to go together, is competence. Okay, so, I think it's competence with an A, but it could be with an E. It is. Oh, sorry, no, that's wrong. Yeah, no, that's right. There we go. That's with an E though. Okay, yeah, so confidence and competence. These 2 things go together. Okay, so they are at the core of what high performance actually means. But they cannot be used in isolation. So you can't be confident if you are not competent. So as you become more competent, as you learn more skills and you adjust yourself and you adjust your business and you take risks and you fail and learn and pick yourself back up again, you develop confidence. You cannot develop confidence if you don't actually strive to learn something new, right? So, and learning something new, again, is the key. And as the more you do something, the better you become at it, right? So I didn't become a good social media marketer. When I first started my business 11 years ago, I knew this much about Facebook. But as I learned more and more about it, I became more and more confident, and now I'm an international speaker on it. But this didn't happen overnight. I had to work at something I had never done before I could build up that confidence. And sometimes we fake the confidence until we make it, but the important thing is that you put yourself out there and you learn. Okay, so, and again, the reason why I do the high performance coaching with the mastermind is so that people can develop competence leading up to and including the mastermind, so that you go into the mastermind with more confidence. Then, of course, again, if you book now, there's 6 months after the mastermind where this confidence, competence thing continues to circle and to cycle, okay, and get stronger and stronger. But this isn't enough. What you need to also do is you need to challenge, right? So this is another thing. So you need to challenge consistently. There are some big words. Hopefully you guys can read this, okay? Challenge consistently, and that wraps around confidence and competence, okay? So you cannot continue to have this grow and become stronger if you are not consistently challenging yourself. This is what I'm talking about today. Betting on yourself, betting that you can do it, betting you can do it maybe even better than anybody else, if not better, more consistently than anybody else, and that in and of itself is better. Consistency kills. Lack of consistency kills, right? But if you can just take one thing, one skill, one core competence, and practice and practice and practice so your confidence rises, challenge yourself consistently to execute consistently, then that's what's going to happen, which brings me to the next one. Okay, so we have challenge consistently, and then the next ring that goes around all of this, and I'm kind of messing this up because I really need to turn this board sideways, but work with me, is this one, right? And we're all a little afraid of it. Commitment. Okay, so the commitment now wraps itself around the confidence confidence group and the challenge consistency, right? So you're challenging yourself day after day. You're testing, you're pushing, you're testing, you're pushing, you're trying again. And if you've committed to this, then you will grow, right? You will be a high performer in whatever industry you do. You can look at this and say, I want to be better with my spouse. I want to have a better relationship with my kids. I know I've got teenage boys. They are tricky little mothers to talk to, right? So you have to, and to get better, I'm like, when I first came into into Mark's life, my current husband, his daughter was 15 years old. I did not have a teenager at the time. My children were, I think 7 and 9 or something like that. And they're boys. I don't know anything about girls other than my sisters, right? And other people that I observe, and of course myself. But I didn't understand teenage girls. So I went and got a brilliant book, which you should all read, kids or no, called How to Talk So Teens Will Listen and How to Listen So Teens Will Talk. Because I wanted to not just know her, I wanted to be able to talk to her. I wanted to be able to know her as a person and to feel confident that I wasn't going to completely mess up my relationship with my stepchild. Okay, so, and I committed to that, and I consistently challenged myself, even though, sometimes my heart would pound when I had to correct her, because it's not my kid, right? This is my first foray into stepkids, right? And this is now 7 years ago. But I would commit to doing that every single time I had an opportunity. And because of that, we have a great relationship. Taught her how to drive, was there for her first boyfriend, first breakup, anyway. So, it's been a journey that she has allowed me to be on with her, because she didn't have to, because she saw my commitment, and because I consistently put myself out there, and I did not do it properly every single time. I screwed up sometimes horribly, and hopefully one day all my children will forgive me. But this is what creates that high performance. You can apply this not just in your business, but in your personal lives too. Commit to something, and commitment is where consistency comes in. And this consistency will allow people to trust you. When you are consistent in your message, when you are consistent in your delivery, when you are consistent in your mood, when you are consistent in everything that you do, in that you deliver what you promise, and maybe you over-deliver what you promise, you build trust. And with trust, which is earned quietly and slowly over time, you can develop incredible influence. So again, if you're saying, you know what, I don't feel like I have a voice. I don't feel like people listen to me. Go back to this. What are you doing? What's missing? Where do you have a gap? Maybe you're not confident in yourself. Maybe you're not confident in your voice because you lack competence in maybe what it is that you're talking about. One thing I learned very early in my speaking career was that I could speak to billions of people. I could go into a stadium of 100,000 people and not be nervous as long as I knew what I was talking about, because my confidence came from my competence, right? That would be a super challenge, but I would take it, and I committed myself daily to learning, and I still do daily. I learn new things, and I try to bring it to you guys and to my clients. Okay, so there's one last ring, and this is what truly comes from my mastermind. Okay, and the last ring, I think I don't know if I'm going to angle this down a little bit, just while I write it, right, is community. Okay, so by community, right, and that wraps around absolutely everything. You're now with people who are like you, who are on your path, and who are there to help you. So in the Certified High Performance Coaching Program that I went through last week, I met a community of 400 people who were just so excited that I was there and everybody else was there. I have already talked to and communicated with and been supported by people in this community because we've all made the same commitment to challenge ourselves consistently, to build ourselves a better competence, and so that we build our confidence. So this map here, this is your high performance map. If you are not betting on yourself, it's because something in here is missing. You cannot be a top performer if you don't have confidence in your message in the beginning. So let me just patch it back up again. Okay, so the moral of my story is, I would love for you guys to go to cuetheclients.com. I really, really do. I want you to watch the video there of all the stuff that's included and look at the messaging and ask yourself, first of all, if you're a realtor, do you believe in yourself enough? Because remember, $7,500 Canadian is what you would end up having to pay because you can write half of it off on your taxes. Could you, between now and November, reasonably make $7,500 in commissions to pay off the entire visit except for a flight, which is $500. So call it $8,000. Would you bet on yourself enough that you could put that money down today, and by the time we leave in early November, plus maybe a little bit, you'd be able to pay that off in the fastest way possible because you'll have the exact solution you need to execute it, knowing that you're going to have a community of people there to support you? Ask yourself that question, right? I had to ask myself that question when I went to Frank's Mastermind and plugged down. The $40,000 was just the mastermind fee, and there was another $20,000 in hotels, food, and travel afterwards because I had to go down to San Diego 3 different times. I had to ask myself, can I pay that back? And I said, heck yeah. And I did. So whether you're looking at going to my mastermind, somebody else's mastermind, or looking at a big investment in yourself, you have the option to ask yourself this: am I going to stay in the cheap seats and be where all the other people who are in the cheap seats tend to be the ones who criticize the ones who are doing? They're the ones who are going onto YouTube and posting the negative comments about what it is that you said. They're the ones who come onto videos like this and post negative comments about what the things that I have said, making fun of how I look. Maybe for most women, I'm grateful that, I work out 5 days a week, but a lot of women get shamed for how they look on camera. That's why so many women don't bother, because the cheap seat critics are the ones that stop people from doing stuff. Do you want to be in the ranks of those people, or do you want to be in the ranks of the doers, the high performers, the ones that are moving their businesses forward? But you cannot be there unless you employ these kind of practices and you put out the money to invest in yourself. I would not be here today if I hadn't invested the hundreds of thousands of dollars that I've invested over the years in my own training. And I am not joking with that number. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars over the past 5 years that I have invested in myself so that I can present to you ideas like this. Most of you listening to this have not had the privilege of getting certified by the High Performance Institute. And that cost $10,000 US, which is like $1 billion Canadian. But I went and I brought this to you. Why? Because I believe you guys would benefit from it, because I want to add value to you. And I also want to be able to show you guys that I am also doing what I am teaching, right? A lot of people don't. A lot of people who go into coaching do so because they failed at something else. Well, I don't want to ever be one of those people, right? I want to be the one who is succeeding at everything so hard that I can bring you stuff and you see value in it and you do it too. I want you guys to take this and run with it, right? Save yourselves $10,000 US and just apply this one thing. Now, there's a huge value that I got from the additional training. And again, I'm only one of 500 coaches with this training worldwide. And I get to bring it to people who join my mastermind and get that benefit of the 12 months of high performance coaching to make sure that leading up to the mastermind, you develop some of these concepts. In the mastermind, we specifically look at you and your business and where you want to go and give you the precise solution you need to implement to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve, whether it's solving your biggest problem or putting fuel to the greatest opportunity that you have. And then afterwards, you still get the benefit of the community, of the people who are on this path with you, to make sure that you are held accountable and that you accomplished everything that you wanted to accomplish. I hope you guys have found this interesting. Again, I do recommend go to cuetheclients.com. That's the mastermind for real estate agents. But remember, I'm going to be hosting 3 more of those next year. The tentative topics that I've got set up for next year is one on digital marketing. A lot of people don't know how to do it and would really, really benefit from knowing how to properly execute a social media and web strategy. Another one I'm going to do is specifically about masterminds. If you want to know what I know and what I have learned and studied and got training for about masterminds, then it's a mastermind on masterminds. But the concept, the execution, where it's going to be held and all that's included is on cuetheclients.com. So I encourage you to please go visit that and let me know your thoughts. I really, really want to know. But at a bare minimum, again, I'll just angle this down so you can see that last word here at the bottom. Okay? We've got, in the middle, we've got confidence and competence, challenging yourself consistently, committing to the challenge, and then building a community of people to support you. I will be happy. I'm going to angle this back up again. I would be delighted to be part of your community. And if you are struggling, like I was for so many years, with trying to find people that you can associate with that are going to lift you up, that are going to hold you to a higher standard, that are going to push you in ways no one else will push you. If you want someone to not be nice to you, but to be honest, I'd be more than happy to be that for you. Just send me a private message to my Facebook group. If we're friends on Facebook, you can message me there as well. Everyone needs community. Everyone needs to be supported. No one should be alone. So if that's something that's important to you, please reach out to me. If you're a realtor or you know a realtor who's super awesome and you think, man, they need to hear this, please either share this video or go to cuetheclients.com and share that link with them. And if you do, and here's the last thing, and I've left this to the end because not everyone listens to the end. Okay, but if you're still listening, and I know there's some people who are still there, or if you're watching this pre-recorded, if you send the link, cuetheclients.com, to a real estate agent, and they fill out the questionnaire, and then they go through my gatekeepers a few more questions to make sure that they're, an appropriate fit for the group, and they buy in, I will pay you a 20% commission. And I'll let you do the math of what 20% is on a $15,000 price tag. Okay? That's how much I believe in what I'm doing, and it's also how much I believe in you, my listeners, in being able to identify whether this is something that is so up your alley or not, or if you know someone for whom this would be really helpful. All right? Enjoy your Tuesday afternoon, everybody. This was one of my longer videos, but hopefully one that you found extremely helpful, insightful, and even if you've taken one thing away from what I've shown you here, that I considered a job well done. Have a fantastic day, and if you have any questions, by all means, leave a comment, post a message from me privately by hitting the message button just up above, or you can always give me a call. I'm actually really easy to find. All right? Peace out. Have a good day. Bye.